Hi, I'm Yasmin Razak at Real Investors. I'm here today talking to Jonathan Rudlett. He's one of our great success stories at Real Investors of Maryland. He's going to be telling us about why he decided to join our powerful team and what it's doing to change his life.
Yes, I originally became a gold member of the DC RIA, and then in January of this year, in 2009, it was introduced that Sherman and Aruna were going to be starting a brokerage with the Gold Plus level. And I immediately jumped on that opportunity, was in the first class to go through the training and get my license, and hung my license with Real Investors of Maryland.
Okay, now that sounds quite unusual, to join somewhere where not only do you get to learn how to be a realtor and take the relevant exams and get the qualification to, but also to get that mentoring. What's it like having that support team behind you?
Well, that's what separates Real Investors of Maryland from any other real estate company that's out there. Number one, they pay to have you go through and take the education, the 60 hours that's required to get your license. And as I passed that, it seems like many brokerages must purchase lists of people that just recently passed their exam, because then all of a sudden I got tons of letters and emails inviting me to join their brokerages and everything. And of course, like anyone should do, I went out and did my research. I met with a couple of brokers and see what they had to offer. And it was amazing to me the things that they were offering to new realtors coming on board, where 40%, 50%, you were going out and doing all the work, but then they were expecting you to put half of your money into their pocket to do that. And they don't know all about real estate investments. So if you're looking to wholesale deals or do rehabs like I've been doing and do transactions like that, they have no idea what that's about. So it'd be very difficult to do transactions like that with your typical broker that doesn't have that information. Whereas with Real Investors, it's geared towards people that are investing, but it is still open to, if you want to do the traditional real estate, that you still can do that. But the main focus is not really depending on just the transactional income. Yes, the 3% commission is great, but that's peanuts compared to what you can make if you're the principal on the real estate transaction as well.
Okay, so we're now inside one of the properties that Jonathan has been working on. He's done an absolutely fantastic job on this, and he never knew how to rehab, wholesale, negotiate deals at all before he joined Real Investors of Maryland. All these skills and strategies he's learned with our team.
Again, one of the things that they teach is to have some wows in a property when somebody comes in and looks at a house. So to have nice stainless steel appliances that are brand new, energy efficient, having increased the ceiling here, now you have a much wider and open space, so it feels a lot more spacious when coming into the kitchen. We extended the cabinets out so that you have more counter space and everything here as well.
Yeah, it definitely does have that wow factor. Now, these are types of things that you're picking up in the classes that you do with Real Investors in Maryland.
Absolutely, yes. And with a couple of things that I've done too is, on the bus tours that Sherman has put on, and other investors as well, is go around and take a look at different properties, learn how to estimate repairs, and figure out how much different things would cost, and that way you can present an offer and know exactly how much you're going to be putting into a project so that you can purchase right. Because as Sherman always teaches us, you make your money when you purchase the property. You'll realize it once you sell it, but you always have to put the best offer in to make sure that you're purchasing properly.
So, with being with Real Investors in Maryland, the profit split works slightly different to the traditional brokerage. Can you explain to us how that works?
Yeah, I'd say it's a little bit more than slightly. It's a tremendous difference. And being the principal in a real estate transaction, especially a rehab, your general profit is, on average, about $30,000. And if you do the math, if you're doing 3%, you're going to have to sell a pretty high-valued property to get that type of commission. Where I'm focusing more on first-time homebuyer properties, as I mentioned, because of the multiple benefits that are available right now, and that's where most of the market is right now. So there are people coming into the market for the first time, buying their first house. And so you're dealing with properties that are between 150 to 200 to 250 on the upper end, 1,000 for these first-time home buyers. And if you're looking at just 3% of that, let's say the average price is $200,000, then you're looking at a commission check of about $6,000. Whereas with this property, I have it listed for $184,900, and if I get anywhere near that, I'm looking at a profit of between $40,000 and $50,000 on this property. So it's obviously a much greater profit that you're able to get if you're the principal in a deal, as opposed to just focusing on the transactional income that you get from the 3% of whatever commission structure you get from the deal.
Absolutely. I mean, that's amazing. You just can't even compare those numbers.
And most people just don't know. They don't have the knowledge, and that's where Real Investors in Maryland comes in, because they'll help teach you, even if you're a realtor right now that has only been focusing on the transaction. And you might have been seeing how other people have been making these big checks, and you always think, well, I'd love to one day. Real Investors in Maryland is the perfect place to come and join, so that you can get that learning, you can get that knowledge, and be able to do it on your own. So it's a tremendous opportunity that everyone and anyone should take advantage of. I would have laughed. There was no way. I had no idea how to do any of this, and it's all through DC RIA and Real Investors in Maryland that I owe my success to. Anyone that's thinking about joining as I said, it's a tremendous opportunity. You have the ability to get 100% commission. As I said, with most of the brokerages that I went around and looked at, I get offers as low as 40% of what my commission would be is what I would keep, and then the broker would keep the other 60. Just one transaction in a year is going to more than pay for the monthly benefit of having a 100% commission split. So it definitely is worthwhile to get the training to learn how to do these deals, to have access to like-minded people that are in the same circumstances, that are learning the same way, and to have access to people who have already done what it is that you're looking to do, so you can learn from them both what they learned and also any mistakes that they made, so you can avoid those mistakes and avoid those costs that come with those mistakes. And to have access where, if you do a deal that you are going to get the 100% commission, as I said, it more than pays for itself. So whether you're an investor, just a realtor doing any typical sales of properties, I think Real Investors in Maryland is a tremendous opportunity. My name's Jonathan Runlett. I just rehabbed this deal. I'm a real investor, and I get real checks.